Every success story starts with the moment where one decision changes everything. Andy Trieu, from 4 a.m. call times to starring across 555 episodes on SBS Asia Pop. Brenda, turning bad dates into a business and creating dating apps suck, connecting real people to other real people. Liang, who came to Australia at the age of 12, knowing no English, but having the pure hustle of the Asian immigrant mentality which he learned from his parents. From there, building a real estate empire from zero. And Jacques Greeff, who had scaled his company over trials and tribulations and almost went bankrupt, to then exiting with over $180 million a year later. 4 journeys with 4 key defining moments. So which one will change how you see success? I think people don't realize how difficult it is because everyone will say, you guys made 180 mil, you're rich, you guys are AFR rich listeners, you're the best. But people don't realize like the whole process leading up to that is incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
Huge investment. What do you reckon would have happened if they pulled the plug and that 5 mil just burnt?
That's the thing. You just got to keep trying, I guess. Like we didn't have a plan B. It was really like, if this doesn't sell, we're just going to have to keep operating. But I think we exhausted ourselves so much that if it didn't work out, it would have been really hard to recover because you've gone all in. We probably would have tried to negotiate on price and just drop the price down a bit more. But it's like anything. If you give your all and you will it to happen, you can make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, we had no alternative to this thing happening. So we just pushed for it. And a lot of shareholders were like, no, maybe it's not the right time. You know, there's a lot of things that are changing. We're like, no, we are doing this. We are pushing ourselves to do it, even if it breaks us.
Did anyone come up against it and go, nah, it's not the right time? You guys are making so much money. It's record years. Why would you want to sell? We want to keep this cash flow going.
Yeah. I mean, internally we had that. Fighting that battle as well every other week.
Oh, really?
Where it's like, it's so much fucking effort. I got to answer all these questions. No, let's not do it now.
Yeah. It's like when you apply for an award and they send you like a questionnaire which is like 400 questions long. And you're just like, for an award, just to like kind of like go to the dinner.
Exactly.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy. So, what's life been like now after the exit? Obviously, a lot of headlines. You know, great Aussie success story. There's not many big. I would say in Australia, it's very hard to see businesses crack a lot of 9-figure exits. They come up very fair and few, and usually it's big international acquisitions as well, or strategic acquisitions. What was it like for you post exit then? Because 180 mil, obviously you guys are 50-50 owners, so I'm assuming 90 mil to you guys and 90 to them. Is that how it went? How does that actually work post process? Does that money all get taxed before it gets transferred to you? Because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be curious, right? Like, you're moving a lot of money. How does that work?
So you check that bank account. You make sure you give the right details.
Bro, it's my BSB, right?
You check the right BSB. You send it. You make sure.
Yeah.
It's funny. A public company gets announced to the market, but you don't hit the money for 3 months.
Oh.
So there's that period now.
Everyone's like, you're rich. And you're like,
I'm
my
not
bank
rich.
account's still on $2,000.
Exactly. But no, it just comes as one lump sum.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just a straight bang, 90 mil.
Lump sum. So you just get your shares paid out in cash. And then you pay the tax whenever you pay the taxes 9 months later or whatever. Yeah. But mentally, all of a sudden, it was like you almost lose. You've done one thing for so long.
Yeah.
You've had one train of thought that when you get to the end, you're almost a bit lost. So it's like, yes, we did it. That's amazing. Yeah. But then at the same time, it's a bit like, where am I? Like, who am I? I have only had a single train of thought for probably the last 2 years. Down this process. Now I don't need to have that thought anymore.
Yeah.
So really, like, they say this happens a lot, but you basically come out the other end and you're a bit like figuring out who you are. Yeah, very shell-shocked. And you're trying to get used to like, am I a rich guy now? Is that what I like?
Am I rich? Can I go buy Lambos?
Yeah, like, is this my personality now? You try. I'm like, I'm going to try to be a rich guy.
Hey guys, let me show you how to make $1 million. We just made 90 mil in 12 hours. Let me show you how it's done.
Exactly. You're trying to like figure out almost who you are again. And so that first year after exiting, and we still worked for Domain who inquired us. It was very like, it's very interesting learning Like I was like, okay, I still want to be committed to work, but I couldn't. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't.
Like, oh, do I need to go to work today? Can't
Oh,
be
like I just
fucked.
couldn't. I couldn't have the same intensity, and I knew that. And so I decided I'm just going to retire for a year, take a year off, and just do nothing. And that was great. That was like the best thing because I could be like, okay, now what did I say I wanted to do before I like, when I get rich, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
When I make it, I'm going to.
What was it? What was that first thing you wanted?
I remember, like, I used to always say, like, when I get rich, I'll just go surfing every single day, and I can go surfing in the morning and not have to get out to go to work. Funny thing is, when I could surf every day, I didn't surf. I was like, oh, the waves aren't good enough.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Now I can be picky all of a sudden.
Whereas back in the day, you're like, oh fuck,
I'll
is that
take
a little crest right there? We'll go. Oh, I see white. I'm going out.
Exactly. I'll take anything. So
yeah,
it's interesting. One of the big things personally that I wanted to focus on was like I'd just given away so much of my mental health and my physical health during this process. I want to get that back, and so I just wanted to focus purely on. Me personally, I can't do a lot of stuff well. I have to do one or two things. And so I was like, I'm going to focus on health. And I'm going to focus on family. I'm going to do that like it's my job.
Yeah.
And that was for me, like I'm going to spend a year literally training like an athlete, eating like an athlete.
And then you just finished a marathon yesterday. So
Yes.
I guess it paid off.
Exactly.
It worked out.
Yeah. So that was amazing. So money, luckily, could afford me that freedom.
Yeah.
And
what was it like during that process? Because, obviously health and family is super important. Do you feel like in that process, obviously a huge portion of stressful years from 2020 to 2022, 2 years, hyper stress, right? Most people probably won't understand that level of stress that goes through your mind. Do you think it had an impact on your family? Or you obviously have a very supportive wife to get to where you are today. How was it like in terms of like relationship and, how was it like in terms of your personal health? Were you kind of like gaining weight, losing weight? What was it kind of like in that process?
I think health-wise, it was mainly mental health.
Yeah.
That was just
Physical still okay.
Physical was okay, but again, it was like if I was in the gym and an email came through,
you
needed
just
attention, I would just be gone and I'd go back and solve that problem. So me and Frank would train in the gym and we'd talk about work. And as soon as one little thing came in,
like,
now I'm going to the office at 6:30
Yeah.
because I need to solve that problem because it's gotten so deeply ingrained in my head.
Yeah.
So yes, like physical health, like you'd be doing the bare minimum,
Yeah.
but it wasn't what I wanted. And then the other thing on the other side is the family stuff. It's like my wife never complained once. She just got on with it. And it was like, next year is going to be our year.
Yeah.
We're going to keep investing. We're going to keep trying. And it was like we were living at the time in a 2-bedroom apartment, but, everything's been put into this business. And she never said like, maybe you should get more money out. Maybe we should go buy a house. It was just like, she just got on with it. And I just knew I was building a huge debt there. Like she would never complain, but me personally, I was like, I'm just not doing what I should be doing.
Because as a man, you're like, I should be a provider. Like you feel bad, even though sometimes if your partner sits there, they don't complain. And, you obviously when you married her, you promised her the world and, I love you forever and I'm going to buy you all these nice things, take you out to all these nice dates and stuff. But in the business world, it's kind of like every day you're in the trenches.
Yeah.
Sometimes as much as you want to support your partner, you just physically and even from a time perspective, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
So your partner's obviously very, very supportive and I think that's great. And a lot of people out there don't understand that men go for a lot of depression for a very certain reason. And I think this is one of them, that heavy pressure for responsibility.
Yeah.
And I think you would have gone through that stage yourself as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's talked about enough from a business point of view as well, how heavy it is to carry that burden of family.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes your partners are great, but reality, it doesn't matter if they say, oh, babe, it's okay. I don't need a nice bag. I don't need a nice car. I don't need a nice house. In your heart, you're already feeling like, I can't provide. I don't feel like the man I should be for you. And I think that's a very deep mental struggle.
Yeah.
So I'm really, it's good to see that you obviously overcame that smash.
Yeah. You build up, you almost mentally in your head create a playbook of what your life should look like. And your wife, or my wife especially, I was like, we're going to get there. This is just part of the playbook. We're going to have to, move into a 2-bedroom apartment with Frank and Holly. Like we're going to have to downsize and sell the car, but trust me.
Yeah.
And it was always just trust me. Trust me, it's going to be better. But it was getting worse.
Yeah. You're like,
so I'm just like,
you're like sweating.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweating.
And then it's like I'm building up this huge debt to her, and I've been writing checks, promises, and I'm things are going to get better. Trust me, it's going to get better. And I just wanted to take the moment and honor that and pay back all those debts and be like, okay, I'm 100% going to be here as a dad. I'm 100% going to be here as a husband. Anything you want to do, we can do. You want to go traveling, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And like that is probably one of the best feelings that after all this time, I could say, okay, where do you want to go? You want to go to Europe? 5 weeks? Done. Let's do it. You want to bring your whole family along? Done. I can do that. Yeah. And so that's like, for me, it was like finally get to do the things I said I was going to do.
Yeah.
And be committed to that. So people are like, aren't you bored being retired? I'm like, no, I'm doing this. It's my job.
Yeah.
Being retired right now is my full-time job. Being a dad right now is my full-time job.
Oh,
I'm like going to be the super dad. People are going to get sick of me at school because I'm going to be there, drop off. I'm going to be there at pick up. I'm at soccer practice, yelling on the sideline. I'm going to be the best dad ever. Yeah. So I can finally have the time to do it. And I've got no excuses.
That's so beautiful, man. I love that. I love hearing that so much because I come from an immigrant family. I've seen that with my parents. They never reached a level of success where they could give me all of these things, but I don't blame them, right? But I think for me, myself, it's like the reason why I work hard is so that I can do that in the future for my family too. And I think that's so awesome that you got the opportunity to do that. And that's great. And so you went through retirement 2023, 2024, back into the trenches, or what was that like?
So slowly getting back into the trenches. But I think having the scope of what it looks like to do a business from start to finish, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is things are going to get difficult and they're going to get easy and it's going to be seasonal. You're going to have a pendulum swing. And I know that now. So when things are like jumping back in the trenches, instead of being 100%, I'm like 100% in a short sprint.
Gotcha.
And then I can take some time.
Yep.
And the big thing is now is like going into this next phase of life. I won't sacrifice family or health because I don't need to.
You don't need to anymore.
I don't need
That's
to.
Right. That's right.
When you start out, you've got to.
Yeah.
When you start a business in the beginning, it's unfortunate. You've got relationships, you want to chase success, and you've got the family stuff. In your health, you're going to have to make some sacrifices.
I agree.
That's what happens.
I think a lot of people won't actually know, in the outside world, I think most people won't actually know what that cycle is like for sales. Because when you guys sell, there's all sorts of things. You guys sell existing properties, you sell developments, you sell off the plans, you even create other new projects with other developers, right? So there's all sorts of things that you guys do. What is the sort of process like then for your life cycle of your business, right? A developer will go, they will borrow money, they will go and develop, for example, a block of property, block of houses or apartments. Mm-hmm. Then they come and find you to sell, and they need you to sell before they can settle on their properties. How does it work?
Yeah, different. Depending on their strategy. Yeah. Every developer, they have their own goals and strategies. Some, they're very conservative. Yeah, so they don't like to take too much risk. Yeah, so even though the property is not selling at all, right? They say, it's okay, we'll keep it. And then when it's fully built, they sell one at a higher price. And then, that's one type. But most of them, they will leverage, of course, right? So they will do projects like 300 units, 20 townhouses, 100 townhouses. So then they will tell you what the bank wants to see. They will see exchanges. So then that's when the project marketing company come in. Because for local agency, they can't pull out numbers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they can. They're really good in selling existing home because that's a different skill set. Right. They will go in, they will talk to the vendor, they will stage a home, right? And then they will pull a campaign and they will sell one.
Yep.
But for project marketing, because we know what we're doing and we got the people, we got like 30, 40 sales agents to go talk to their community, talk to their existing database. At 1 week, 2 week, 1 month, we can pull out 30, 40. The max. Nowadays, probably a bit slower, but yeah.
Yeah, wow.
But we can pull big numbers.
Yeah. And so your job is essentially take the developer's project, connect your sales team to that project, go out into the market, get as many deposits as possible or commitments. Yeah. Is that how it works? And then
we need to sell, not just for EOIs or commitments.
Not just EOIs.
Yeah, we need to sell whether is they approve for 5% exchange or 10% exchange because that's what the bank needs to see.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then once they see it, they're like, oh, okay, I'll give you the next money for your build. Yeah. So some of them they will go through that cycle. It's very stressing.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, but the developer they love it because that's what the DNA is designed to do. Yeah, they like to do big stuff. Yeah. So one thing I always share with my people, I say if you can solve big problem, you get big reward.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. Developers get very big reward.
Yeah, we can sweep the floor. That small problem, we get how much per hour right now? I don't know, like $18 per hour sweeping floors.
Yeah, well, I think it's a lot more than that now.
Yeah.
Fair work rules and all of that. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more.
Okay.
You know, retail workers get like $32 an hour now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
There you go.
I didn't know.
So expensive.
Yeah.
That's why Australia's so hard to build business.
It is hard.
Very, very difficult.
It is
very
hard.
difficult. Lots of rules, regulations, lots of salary. And I think Australia is a country where you see a lot of the small business owners stuck inside their business
Yeah.
for a very long time before they can get out. So actually, what's the process for you then? When did you kind of get out of being stuck in the business to work on the business in your business career?
Well, I'm still working in the business. What they say is leader, you got to be involved too at the certain stage, right? And if you tell me, and I'm enjoying, of course, I'm enjoying in the business, but also I need to put myself to work on the business.
That's
so
the hard
I
part, right?
have like 2 roles on my daily routine. So in the morning, I got to work on the business. I got to think about what is the next move, what is the business scope, how can I do get this process smoother a bit, right? And then from 9 a.m. onwards, then it will be working in the business, like operations, right? Making sure that
Making your own sales as well.
I really make my own sales right now because my biggest client right now is builders and developers.
Right.
Yeah, because if I spend time in working with my own sale, yes, I'll get that commission, but then I won't have time to build a bigger business.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, thanks to my family too, they understand because they say, "Hey, you got to do your own sale too." I say, "Hey, I can do my own sale," but that means the company is not growing as fast as I want it to be. Right? So I will do my own sale on the weekend, like after work hours.
Yeah. That's becomes a hobby now.
Yeah. And it gets
Side hustle.
Yeah, it gets a bit easier because I've been in the game for like 14 years right now. Everyone know me. I don't screw up people, right? So they will say, "Oh, I wanted to do this. I wanted to buy this." Especially your existing clients.
Yeah.
They don't question you too much. They just say, "Well, I need to buy this every 2 years. What's a good product? Show me some numbers."
Yeah.
So there's a lot of investor that I sell to. I don't even take them to the site.
Yeah.
They say,
They already
why?
know.
Yeah, they know. So it becomes really good for me. So the thing that obsessed with me right now is actually scaling.
How to get bigger?
Yeah. The mistake or the lesson I learned is I scale it too fast. So I lift the ceiling up, but then the ground is not up.
The foundation.
The foundation is not up. So now this year is all back to
So it's like the building in Burwood, you know, the development that collapsed in Burwood. You built it and boom, falls over.
yeah, and that's time.
Yeah.
You gotta able to put in a lot of time to always to look at the roots. Yeah, are there any worms or are there any like pests? Yeah. So we are peasants.
We're peasants. We are peasants. We're Chinese peasants. Yeah, we're Chinese peasants. Proud Chinese peasants, as Trump says, you know. Yeah, so that's really, really interesting. It's cool because you guys are building something really great and dealing with a lot of money all the time. I think what's a good tip from you then in identifying a good project? Because you guys aren't the only big project marketing company in Sydney, right? There's a lot of them. And we know a lot of them are run by like Fobs and stuff like that as well. So how do you identify? Like, how do you identify, one, a good developer to work with?
Yep.
And two, how do you then help your clients identify what's a good project that has some sort of good return for them? Because
So
there's
for
a
developer,
lot of,
4 things, right? 1, communication. So good developer, we always talk. If not every day, every second day, or Instagram these days, like all that. But so we know where we are. Yeah, I know where he's taking the daughter. So these people will communicate a lot. It gives everyone a sense of secure. These guys are not running away.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he's real.
Yep. 2 is respect. So what is not respect? You know, developers sometimes they have big ego.
Yeah.
They think that you work for them. Yes, we work for you, but we're helping you, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's mutual respect. There's some people, they don't respect you. I'm telling you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you find that there's less respect because we're Asian? Or?
Oh, no. People, like the people that I work with, the developer, clients, the builder, man, we had the best time. Yeah, because we respect each other. It's not about like Asian or non-Asian, things like that. Yeah. And the third thing is they need to pay on time. If I know that this developer is not paying on time, all the talk is bullshit. Because I need to pay my agent, man. They're on commission only.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So
That's right.
these three.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one. What's the last one that they need to look handsome. Yeah. I mean, when I put it this way, is they need to know how to look after themselves.
Yeah.
If I see a developer, they come to see me, not groomed properly,
Not confident.
They're confident, but then the hair's not done. There's got some couple of pimple here. They should use Chigolo.
Chigolo.
Buy that product. Yeah. The belly's big. They don't go to gym, right? So so for these people, if they can't look after themselves right, they won't able to look after their family, and they won't able to look after the business.
Yeah.
And the development project is heavy part of their business. So I know. So these people are actually, so everyone who work with me right now, the people are sharp.
Yeah.
Even developers, sharp. Yeah.
Did you ever want to kind of like utilize your degree, or was the plan always to kind of just be in the showbiz?
I did some work for government because in Canberra, tons of people in the government, and it's quite easy to pick up some work there. So did some stuff at the Department of Education at the time, and a few other things. And had that on the side just in case things didn't pan out. Yeah. But I just went with the flow. And when I, after Channel 9, I went to SBS, and that was kind of corporate and also really, really open, creative. So I was like, oh, I like it here.
What was the first thing you did on the SBS platform? Was it the Pop Asia stuff? Or?
Yeah. So just before that, I'd gone for a gig at ABC to host a show about Asian pop.
Yep.
And then SBS already had a show called SBS Pop Asia. And a friend connected me to one of the producers, and then they offered me a trial.
Yep.
And then, so you go in and you do like a radio test, and then you do a screen read. And then, got the gig and just got straight into radio. They put me live on air. I think they just wanted to throw me in the deep end. Let's see if he swims.
Yeah. And how was that experience?
Now I just did it.
I mean,
you know what really helps? I think the acting lessons really helped.
Really?
Because I had massive imposter syndrome. Like, what am I doing?
At SBS at that time?
Yeah, a little bit. Just like memorized monologues and just went in and
far out.
Just did my best.
Yeah, far out. That's so interesting. Like, I've always been so curious with how, obviously the Aussie kind of media network works. Going from, different channel to channel. Is there any sort of like, do they have like a kind of like a, hate game for each other? Kind of like, I don't like that network or these guys. Did you ever feel any of that?
No, not really. I think everyone's kind of supportive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people are like, if because when you're coming towards the end of a contract, it's like, what are you guys doing? Yeah. So it's really nurturing, and it's all about networking and connecting. So it's a real vibe.
And how long have you been doing SBS Pop? Is it SBS Pop Asia? That's what it's called, right?
SBS Pop Asia started in 2014, and we've done over 1,000 TV shows.
That's insane.
TV episodes, and like a daily radio show. We also did in-flight Qantas programming, like tons of shows of that. And we also wrote and produced shows for K-pop stars that went on our platform. It's been wild. We've done heaps of interviews. And when I, doing heaps of interviews, from interviewing BTS and like interviewing everyone. Yeah. It's insane. Like, I can't believe it sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it's been wild.
That's interesting. Have you picked up some Korean in the process?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But a lot of the segments really is for an Australian audience.
Yeah, of
so,
course.
if they could speak English or, yeah.
A lot of them do now, right?
Yeah.
They speak like American English and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that. How like what's it been like? You know, you obviously interact with a lot of these big, like huge. We'll cut that and we'll restart. You've obviously met a lot of these big stars, especially the K-pop idols. Who's been like the top 3 biggest that you've met?
BTS are pretty big.
Oh yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. And they're not behind the scenes, by the way. It's just for those who don't know.
Shiny. Do you know Shiny?
Yeah, Shiny. Yep.
Shiny.
Yeah.
EXO.
Shiny's more old school, right? They're more like kind of my era. They're not so big now, are they?
They're still pretty big.
Still pretty big.
Yeah,
I'm not a
yeah,
big
they're-
follower in
Yeah.
in the K-pop space.
A lot of these guys have these really long careers now.
Yeah, they do,
Like
hey.
going solo or starting their own companies.
yeah.
And a lot of their music is quite timeless. So, EXO, J Park,
J Park would
J
be
Park,
huge, yeah.
Zion T, Crush,
Yeah.
Zico. I don't know if you know any of these.
No, I don't know these ones.
Heaps. Yeah, Red Velvet.
Yeah.
Twice.
Twice we know, yeah.
Twice. Yeah, heaps.
Twice was recent, right? That would have been like last year or something.
No, I did Twice quite a number of years ago, and I did them
Twice.
I did them twice.
Did twice.
I did twice.
Yeah.
17. Do you know 17?
I've heard of 17, yep.
Stray Kids.
Stray Kids I've heard of, yeah.
Stray Kids. Recently interviewed Stray Kids. Felix.
Okay.
Do you know, yeah. Sexy man.
Yep, of course. I mean, most Korean guys there,
Yeah.
quite good.
But yeah, it's just awesome just to interview these guys, some when they debuted and then as they progress in their career, to see them grow and become these massive superstars.
They're huge, right?
Yeah.
Do you get much like, because obviously there's screen time, right? Which is
Yeah.
like more formal, not so much scripted, I would say, but like it's more formal, planned, executed on. But then do you have like backstage time with them when it's like downtime, no cameras or like chill?
Yeah.
with them?
Yeah.
You have a lot of that as well.
It depends on the artist, but just say if it's someone I've built a relationship with over time, and we vibe.
Yeah.
We might just go out.
That's so cool.
afterwards or just hang out and go to a bar, just chat about things.
They get
and-
swamped if you guys go to a bar.
They know the places. Like
Oh.
they have regular places that they go.
Oh. They've got like
when we're
secret
in
celebrity,
Korea and-
secret
Yeah,
celebrity
yeah.
spot.
Yeah, and they get their own rooms or they get
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at the VIP service there. That's so cool.
Yeah. And sometimes people are scared to come up.
Of course.
No, but I was with there's this guy called Sam Hamilton.
Okay.
He's a massive popular guy in Korea.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, just come out to Gangnam. We'll just go get Korean barbecue. He's like, nah, I don't think it's going to be a good idea. He's like, but I'll go anyway. Anyway, we were on this street in Gangnam and I was standing here. I could see him over there,
Yeah.
we're like waving.
Yeah.
And he's like, he was walking from there to here. And as he was walking, he was just getting swarmed and swarmed and like swarmed and swarmed.
You can
and
just see it on the other side of it.
literally, and by the time he got to me,
Yeah.
I was
Like
like
2 hours later.
It was too hard. We couldn't, that and we caught the same flight back to Australia as well.
Yeah.
And going through the airport, like as a civilian, right?
Yeah.
He was getting swamped on the plane. He was getting swamped.
Oh my God.
So the flight attendant created a little space at the back where we just sit and chill. I mean, it was insane. Yeah,
Wow.
like that kind of fame. Yeah.
That's huge. I wonder
Yeah.
what he's like. I wonder what like goes through their heads. I'm always so curious. Do they ever share these things with you? Like how they feel when they get swamped like that? Is it kind of like annoying? Is it kind of like a great feeling, interesting? Like when you get swamped like that?
He seemed to really be cool with it.
Loved it.
He's just like a friendly,
That's cool.
nice stick guy.
Yeah.
So he's always really grateful.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he just super chilled. He's like,
Science. He's got to become ambidextrous at that point. Left hand,
Yeah.
right hand, signature everywhere.
Oh, that's one thing I learned from I saw from a K-pop star that came over. Skills that you learn as a K-pop star that are not exactly transferable. They're just like really good at signing, like really fast.
It's muscle memory.
He's like, check this out.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
ooh.
Oh, wow.
Or finding the light when taking selfies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he knew how to.
Turn
I was like,
around and angle himself.
it's like certain skills. I'm like, I don't know if you can use that in the corporate world.
But I don't think they'll ever have a corporate career after that.
yeah. I was like, interesting.
Have you ever interviewed anyone which is like super different on camera versus off camera? I reckon that's quite common, but I'm not sure.
Sometimes I've interviewed people that are quite introverted.
Okay.
Or have created this persona
Yeah.
that is so out there, right?
When they switch off, it's just
Yeah, which is, like in acting theory, when you're creating a character, like Rowan Atkinson might create Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
He's not really Mr. Bean
Of course
in real
not.
life,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I've met artists like that.
Wow.
They've gone so far in that character.
So deep.
Yeah.
So
and
deep in character.
They know how to turn it on and be that and and then when they finish it's like and scene.
Yeah.
Like they're done.
And they're like so exhausted, mentally drained.
100%.
Do you ever find yourself in that position as well? Because you did a lot of things, right? You've done stunts, you've done, obviously acting as well, and you've done hosting. Hosting's a lot more real, right? Versus acting and stuff like that. Or is that also a character when you host?
Well, for example, if hosting is a side of you, like a bit of character work as well, because if you're presenting a segment and you don't have much energy,
that's so boring.
It just doesn't translate, and there's different types of presenting. There's news presenting, which is there's like weather presenting. There's kids TV presenting, which is all about being a bit more engaging and stuff.
Energetic,
Yeah.
moving around.
And so if you don't emphasize the dialogue and stuff, like the show just falls flat, So and I used to have a producer that was really onto that. They'll be like, more energy. Or
That's good. Everyone deserves a good relationship and a good partner. So starting dating apps suck. When did you start it?
In Melbourne, 3 years ago. In Sydney, 2 years ago.
Melbourne 3 years ago, 2022. So that's about a year after lockdown, right? Or a year after COVID kind of finished.
Yeah.
How was that like for your first event? What did you do? Like, what was the setup? What was the structure? Like, how did you turn something that was so digital into something that's physical?
Yes. So it's funny because it's like offline Tinder is what a lot of people called it. But I was watching this show. I don't know if you've seen it, Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And there was just the most that show as an overall is very wholesome.
Yeah.
But there was this episode where they did speed dating.
Okay.
And I've always known of the concept of speed dating.
Yeah.
It was
It's a very traditional it's even very old school concept.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when I first watched it, I was like, man, this is like so old school, so like, oh my God, like people would never do this. There's such a stigma. Well, when I first started it, there was a huge stigma around dating events just being for desperate people.
Oh, yeah,
Desperate,
fair enough.
lonely people.
Fair enough.
Which is so wrong.
Yeah.
And then when I watched that episode, I thought it was like the flow of how it ran was easy. Like 5 guys turned up, 5 girls turned up. You'd each have a chat for 5 to 10 minutes. You both tick a list of like yes or no. If they both tick yes, it's a match. And I was like, I want to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's how the first event went.
Yeah.
Okay. How many people turned up?
So I cap my speed dating events because I tested it by numbers of pairs. More than 16 pairs, too overwhelming. It's too many people. to go on
16 pairs.
dates.
So we're talking 32 people.
Yep.
Yep.
Below 10 pairs is 10 or below is too little to meet because they're like, there's not enough variety. I found the sweet spot sits between 12 to 14 pairs. So I'll cap it every event between 24 to 28 people.
Gotcha. Oh, that's actually good. I think that number is pretty fair. And
Go on 12 days.
you get 12 chances. Yeah. 12, 14 chances in a night. Okay, that's cool. That's interesting. So that was the first event. The first event was successful off the bat.
Yep, sold out.
Oh, wow. How did that go? So was it just through your personal socials or how did you get people in?
Just socials, to be honest. Social media popped off at the time.
Okay.
And I think since then I've run no ads and it's been word of mouth. It's been social media marketing. I think I should look at ads soon though.
Yeah.
But just word of mouth and social media because I think I had enough of a community on socials at the time that piqued enough interest. And then like one girl would bring a friend and then a guy would bring a friend and that's full.
What was the quality like, right? I know it's probably not the nicest thing to do to consider people as, different qualities or whatever.
Yes.
But if we were being objective and, from a business perspective, it's very objective and you look at the statistics and the numbers, what would you say the quality was like for the first event? Was it like a lot of very high tier, guys and girls? What kind of came around?
I would say it's quite mixed for the first event because I think the first event was the people that probably most people would want to match with on dating apps didn't want to try a dating event.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Because they're like, there was such a huge stigma around, oh my God, it's like, what if it's weird people only?
Yeah. Like, what if widows show up and what if they're like, I think for girls, that's a very valid concern as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was like I'd say mixed crowd. So I would say it's my early adopters were people that really struggled on dating apps for guys. Like it was like they just cannot engage a conversation on apps. They couldn't flirt properly on apps. And they're like, you know what? But they're a nice guy. So then they'd come and they'd be like, let me shoot my shot at a dating event where, you know, the options are there because they're actually
because I got a bit of in-person charisma versus online charisma. I don't think I could. Yeah, I was horrible at openers. I think online. I think I was just way too much like just too normal. I feel I couldn't do the whole cheesy pickup line and I couldn't.
And I think that's the thing. Like that's exactly right with like online versus offline. Because some people just do way better in person, and I'm shit online. Yeah, like I'm so boring.
Yeah. You're that one. It's like, hey, how's your day? Good.
Okay, great.
Done.
Busy.
Nice. I'm busy. How about you? Okay.
So I was like, nah, this ain't it. So it was, I'd say the early adopters were more those that struggled a bit more on dating apps.
And okay, that's cool. And yeah, I mean, this whole perceived notion, I think girls would definitely relate and vibe to this more. It's quite scary, I would say, for a lot of girls, right? Not so much sure about this new generation coming up, like the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas, how they perceive each other. I was actually chatting to my interns about it last week because they're quite young. They're definitely Gen Zs. And they feel like it's a bit more loose, you know, the whole entire generation, they kind of, everything's a little bit faster, more superficial and not as serious. Like, you know, sex is whatever, it's not like a serious thing for them. Yes. And, you know, even just having a high body count at such a young age is also not too much of a concern, which is quite concerning for when we have kids. But yeah, I mean, like those traditional values kind of are slowly slipping a little bit, I feel like, because of social media. Yes. Sex is so normal, dating so normal. It's okay to have 10 boyfriends at the age of 18. Like, what was that like with you? And when you started the dating, sort of offline dating, offline speed dating, what was that like when you started getting girls coming through? Were there a lot of concerns? Were they scared?
In terms of their safety?
Safety, quality of guys. Like, is it going to be creeps? Because, I mean, there are a lot of, like, let's be honest, there are a lot of creepy guys.
Yes.
They just don't know how to interact, not just with girls, but in general.
Yes. So I don't know how I've lucked out with this because I've heard feedback of other dating event providers that the guys that come through are definitely like, you need to be banned because, like, borderline, like, it's not sexual harassment per se,
Predators.
but like, it's pretty. I've
heard as well. Yeah.
But one of the feedback that, and honestly, this is not even cap, but a lot of girls come through and they're like, "Do you have a vetting process?" Because the guys that come through your events are actually really good quality, like in terms of nice, genuine, knows boundaries, knows respect, like. Like I've just been really lucky with that. But obviously the girls that come through, they are very apprehensive because they're, you know, sort of like, you know, it's still guys are guys at the end of the day. Who's a creep? Who's not a creep? Yep. And there's only been, honestly, 2 or 3 occasions where I've had to pull a guy aside and be like, hey, you're encroaching on her, like, personal space. Like, you need to, like, and there was feedback from a couple of girls at the event. But other than that, I've had no concerns with the girls.
And do you think that's because you're a female-led dating event, whereas I think a lot of other dating events are led by guys?
Yes.
And I think guys that don't have significantly high EQ or empathy will really struggle to understand, you know, what women's needs are in this sense as well. So I think as a girl, what you've done is, you know, quite helpful. And even then, like, guys vetting guys is a lot more relaxed versus a girl vetting guys. You know, it's always girls going, oh my God, is this guy a creep, versus a guy going, oh my God, is this girl a creep? Like that rarely happens, right? And I think most guys will agree with me on that, is most guys won't think, oh my God, is this girl going to, you know, sexually harass me? Is this girl going to, you know, encroach on my personal space? Yes. No guy really thinks about that. That's the honest truth. Yes. You know?
And I think that's why the girls have felt a lot more comfortable, whether just telling me or telling my team. So whilst I don't have an initial vetting process, because we have to give everyone a chance first up, I have a banning process. Okay. And I've definitely have a list of guys banned because honestly, it wasn't even, it didn't even need to reach the point of sexual harassment. But if a couple of girls were like, this one, probably don't invite him back, I would take on that feedback. And I would just shadow ban, so to speak.
Yeah, because you have a lot of people on your wait list, right? Yes. What was it? I think last time you said it was 5,000 or something?
Yes, we've just ticked over 5,000, so about 5,100 at the moment.
Wow, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of singles. What's the success rate from your events? Have you seen?
So I always was like, what is my success measure when I first started this? So there's two for me. One would be from events is I call it match rate.
Okay.
So take a speed dating event, for example. It'll be everyone that went, how many people that night got at least one match or more.
Yep.
And for my lesser performing events,
Yep.
I'd say 50 to 60% of people that went got at least one match.
Oh, okay.
And my typical range of higher, better performing events will be 80 to 90%
Wow.
of people that went got at least one match.
What makes it a difference between a 50 and a 90% match rate event? Is it like the type of people, the niche? Do you do like Asian only event? Do you do like nerds only event? Do you do like jocks only event? Have you done stuff like that?
That's probably phase two.
Okay,
Right now,
yeah.
what we segment by is different age groups.
Yep.
I've done a few ethnicity specific
Okay.
events.
Yep.
Actually, I think that's it. Age is our biggest
Okay.
segment that we go by groups.
Yep.
Honestly, it really just depends on the group of people that night.
Okay.
Like I've actually
Bit
not
of
say-
luck.
I'd say look, my 40 plus events are a struggle. A
40
bit more
plus.
of a struggle for match rate.
Wow. Well, I mean, fair enough. I mean, 40 plus are either, it's very rare to be single at 40 plus unless it's kind of like divorce or you're just super career
People are
focused.
kind of a bit more picky. They're kind of a bit more selective because they are okay being single.
Yep.
So they're quite picky if they were to.
Do you find these 40 pluses, are they usually just single by choice up until 40 or are they kind of like divorced or failed relationships, failed marriages? What have you found?
Mix of both.
Mix of both. Okay, interesting. Do you kind of see that more people are kind of dating older now, getting married older? Or
Yes.
oh,
100%. I just think with where we are, and I mean, like people are working 2-3 jobs just
Yep.
to get ends meet kind of thing and focusing on their career a bit more. Women specifically don't mind having kids a bit later, getting married a little later compared to how it was, I'd say. Like,
I hope you have enjoyed that episode of Point 01. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow along on all our socials at Point 01 Podcast to watch all of the shorts again. We release an episode every single week and we hope you will join us as we continue to explore the minds of those who make up the 0.01%. Until next time, keep hustling. I'm your host, Alan Fu. I'll see you on the next episode.